in American politics, and I definitely want to start this way. In American politics, every year, the president gives this thing called the state, or like anytime something really bad happens. So the the financial system goes into the shitter, or some planes fly to some towers. Yeah, the president does this thing called the State of the Union address. So I figured we should do this thing for two reasons. One, because I was doing something the other day in trying to build a deck, and because I watched Asian Eye's video on him trying to actually become a good player, and apparently he's been doing it in his spare time. Anyway, so yeah, we're doing our State of the Yu-Gi-Oh address. I picked up several questions. First things first, what is good about Yu-Gi-Oh?
I like the speed right now, but like Hat is slowing it down, and all the hands are slowing it down. It's getting slower. Like I don't like OTKs, and they're going away, so that's good.
Well, I don't know. So yeah, you like the speed of the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
To some extent, I like the speed of the game too. I like the speed of the game for the first month. Until Plyo got released, I was a very big fan of the speed of the game. It was a lot like last format.
Yeah.
Where there was faster decks like Mermails and now Mythics, and there was slower decks like Fire Fist and Geargia.
Yeah.
And now Hat is probably the slowest deck in history. We'll get to what's bad about the game later. One thing I do like is that Hat exists.
No.
I don't like that. I don't like how it plays. But I like that it is basically, it's not really an archetype.
Yeah, it's like
it's a collection of engines.
That's what I like too. Like
it's a lot like Dino Rabbit in senses, because Dino Rabbit was never meant to be played that way.
Yeah.
And this is, I don't think anyone said the best variant of the artifacts is going to be a version where you mash in a ton of really good traps, trap tricks, and hands.
Yeah.
Nobody came up with that.
Well, somebody did. But.
So, well, yeah, somebody, some bad genius came up. Mike Albanese came up with that. And, yeah, I definitely like that about the game. I do like that there are places for decks, right? Like, there is a place in the game for something that's fast and high-paced, like Mythics and Mermails and Karakuri OTK. Like, there is a place for OTK decks. It's hard for them to go off, but there's a place for them.
Yeah.
Just like there's a place for control.
Yeah.
It isn't one specific deck for the format. It's a lot of different playstyles.
A nice variety, like you would say.
Yeah, it's a lot of playstyles can succeed, and I think that's pretty cool. I mean, in a lot of ways, it's good because it's a format in which, yes, there is a defined top three, which is probably what did we come up again?
Hat, any
Gears.
form of Geargia.
Mostly the pure, but Gears, yeah.
Mostly pure, yeah.
And cute stuff deck. Middle chain.
Yeah, middle.
You say Ghost Tricks for a second. I was like, no, that's not right.
Ghost Tricks is third.
Yeah, but there is a defined tier 1, but there's also a tier 1.5.
Yeah.
That is
that can
several decks in it.
Can do good.
That are in the hands of a good player are really good, like Mythics, Mermails, Sylvans, Infernity, because of Soul Charge.
Yeah. Infinity's got ridiculous.
It's funny, somebody made this comment, they're like, yeah, so all Infinities needed to go to tier 3 was Barrier to 1.
Barrier to 1.
With Barrier to 1, they have a Soul Charge. Yeah, Infinities, there's like a lot of different decks that could be tier 1 decks.
Yeah.
Right, and I think it's not just one deck or two decks, right? It is like 8. And I think that's really cool.
Which is great.
I mean, if there was one, yeah, that's cool, but there's 8, I think.
And another thing I like is the difference between TCG and OCG. Like, I know Shadows haven't been released in TCG yet, but like in OCG, they've been picking up Batteryman. Varys is still popular, or Evil Storms.
What I love more than anything about that is the thing that basically facilitated that was that we never got Never Disc.
Yeah.
That was basically what facilitated, like, if the OCG is a testing ground for us, that is awesome. I love that. But seriously, because Never Disc should never have been made.
Never Disc is good.
Never Disc is the most ridiculous
I think it adds consistency to Chronomalies, and Chronomalies is now popular. Chronomalies have always been a good deck, except for OTK version.
No, they haven't.
Where it's just like bullshit.
When were Chronomalies good? Chronomalies are like Heroic Challengers.
Heroic Challengers are good too. Have you seen
Heroic Challengers are so bad.
The new rank 4 that you could add like 16 material to it?
Yeah, I saw that video. Heroic Challengers are bad. No, stop. No.
Cards that shouldn't have been made.
Heroic Challengers should never have existed because they were so bad.
I forgot what it was called. Number 82 or
yeah,
something
but
like
Never Disc should not have been made, and then they basically recognized that and never gave it to us.
Did they? Or it's just TCG so bullshit?
They just never. Well, they never gave us.
They gave us Soul Charge. Oh, fuck that. And they gave us Noble Knights.
Soul Charge is awesome. I love Soul Charge, even though it's like the
Soul
dumbest.
Charge.
In the hands of a good player, Soul Charge is great.
It's rekindling for every other deck.
Basically, what I discovered like the first time I was playing Soul Charge is like never go for all 5.
Yeah,
You
there's
go for
no reason.
you go for 2 or you go for 4. You never go for all 5.
Yeah,
And
there's absolutely.
that's
no
basically what I discovered. I'm like, in the hands of a bad player, Soul Charge is actually really bad.
Yeah.
Because the temptation to go for 5 cards is too great.
It'll kill you.
Yeah, and because you don't realize you don't get a battle phase. You're like, oh, I can just win right now.
The
It's like, no, you don't
only
get a battle phase.
reason you would go for 5 cards is if you're playing.
If you're making Quasar.
Quasar.
Yep.
Or you're doing the Karakuri discard all your hands combo.
No, that doesn't exist.
That does exist. I will show you.
It doesn't exist. Yeah, so that's kind of what I like about. I do love that the OCG and the TCG are different.
Yeah.
I do like that a lot, and especially because I don't want to see people net deck shit.
Net deck stuff
from
from
the OCG.
yeah.
I think.
But
That's,
when Shadows come out, that's when everything will be net decked.
But there's kind of only one. There's only like 2 or 3 real ways to play Shadows. Like we basically played them today. I played the Artifact version. You played the Lightsworn version.
No, there's more variants.
There'll be a
I
Lava
don't
version,
know.
the Pyros.
Oh yeah, Pyros, Lava.
Volcanic version. Please tell me there'll be an Acha-Cha burn.
Shadow. Don't stop.
I'm making that right now.
Because
oh god.
some people play the Caius version, where you abuse Caius.
Caius is a pretty great tech in that deck, without a doubt.
Yeah, because what was it called? Hedgehog or something? It recycles itself, like it's special something from the grave, and then so you'll always have something for Caius.
We definitely get into Shadows later, but
yeah. Okay.
I mean, I do like that too. Yeah, you got anything else you like about the game right now?
I like that there's cards.
Great.
Okay.
Nat season is always the funnest time of the year. What's gonna win Nats?
Some form of Girgia. I'm betting Girgia Karakuri,
I'm betting Girgia too.
but pure.
I think it'll be pure. Yeah, I definitely think it'll be pure because I don't think Karakuri is consistent enough for 19 rounds. This is what we did. We kind of the question with nationals always comes because it's not just enough to top the thing. You want to win.
Yeah.
Right. Like if you don't come top 6, if you don't come sixth place, you don't get to go to Italy. It's like the trip was a waste. Like, no, really, it was. That's kind of what it. That's how it works. And so, if you what's going to win the tournament has to be consistent for essentially 19 rounds.
Yeah.
And
What
I don't.
Girgia Karakuri is.
Pure is consistent for 19 rounds because that is basically just free dudes for days and advantage.deck. And nothing but good spells and traps and all kinds of things. It plays like you play 17 traps in that deck or something.
Yeah.
You play a ton
So
of traps.
it's really easy to side deck and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's got the best side deck because you can play Defissure and Macro and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and Soul Drain. And
You don't really care about that.
You don't care about most of the rest of what the meta
But
does.
other decks do.
The other thing that there are 2 things I think could do well. Definitely Mythics. Well, because
Mythic.
we know for certain Hoban will play Mythics.
And Mythic Rulers are always good.
Yeah, and Hoban is the best player in the game. Like I know people don't like him because he's a jackass, but kind of, and he's kind of ridiculous, and he has a weird way to look at Yu-Gi-Oh. But at the same time, he's also a really good player. Like he didn't win nationals last year in basically what was the most skilled format of ever, for no reason.
Yeah.
Like he was the best player, and I feel like he could come out and be just the best player again and beat everybody. That's always a possibility. I don't think no one's ever won nationals back-to-back years, or even twice for that matter. But
Which is good.
I mean, he could get close. The other thing I think is Sylvans, and we talked about this. I know you don't think so.
I don't think
but we can go through every deck basically. You think could have that isn't even a tier deck right now, I guess. But Sylvans, I thought could have a shot if you could consistently find a way to make Sylvans half consistent and not brick for 19 rounds, only brick like 20% of your games. Right, so on average, let's just say you go to 3 games every time. That's 19 times 3. That's 57 games. Let's just say you can only brick 8 times for the entire tournament.
Yeah.
That would be
It'd be
perfect.
fine.
That would be perfect. If somebody could figure out how to do that, they'll win because that deck is way more aggressive than any deck in the format right now. Any deck in Yu-Gi-Oh right now.
Yeah, it's a really good deck.
It's aggressive, and
especially with Lone Fire being at 2.
And Felgrand is basically
Felgrand
the best monster in the game because
XYZ.
It's a walking effect veiler that can protect itself. It's like that's so effective in this format.
And it's hard to get over a 28 beat.
Oh, it's so hard. The only thing that gets over it is Leo, basically.
Yeah.
And none of the tier decks play Leo. None of them do. It has a great matchup against all 3 decks if it doesn't brick, basically.
Yeah.
It has a great matchup. So I definitely think that's got. I mean, Infernity by definition then has a chance too if you draw half decent.
Yeah.
I mean,
but then Infernity can just
Infernity is so
Do
silly.
Infernity
Yeah,
things.
Infernity will just, if you draw half decent, Infernity will do Infernity things because somebody put it this way: it's an OTK deck that plays control.
Yeah.
Like,
Like-
because the OTK takes up like 3 cards. It's soul drain.
Yeah,
It's soul
it-
charge. It really is. It's soul charge. And so, just basically the rest can be used on spells and traps,
Yeah.
on good spells and traps.
Or yeah. Good
Spells and traps. You thought Boojins had a shot.
Yeah,
I think
Boojins
Boojins have
definitely
no
have a
chance.
shot.
I think Boojins
Boojins-
have no chance because that deck is just bad.
Boojins are just so sexy,
I mean,
like Yamato for president. You have
Yamato can give our State of the Union address next year. Yamato 2015.
Yamato.
Yamato Turtle 2015. The Dream Team ticket.
Boojins will place high, like for
I
sure.
definitely think somebody will get close, especially because the event is being held in the Midwest,
Yeah.
and the Midwest is a Boojin region. Like,
Boojin
no, it
region.
is, it is, and you prep for regionals by being ready to play in the Midwest by being ready to play Boojins.
Yeah, but
So,
it's
There'll be
super
lots of
easy to
people who
side
take
against.
Boojins. Yeah, it's super easy to side against. A lot of people take Boojins
Yeah.
to the event. I don't know anything else I got that could even get close. I mean, Lightsworns technically could get close.
Nah, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Is Raiden out yet?
I don't know.
No, right? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't think it's out yet.
Yeah, so definitely not.
I think it might be out before Nationals though. If it is out before Nationals, I definitely think that deck is a shot.
Yeah, if Raiden's out, it definitely has a shot.
It definitely has a shot.
Raiden and Minerva.
Plus
and
it-
Mikael
Well, because JD is just a ridiculous card.
and JD is.
JD is
yeah.
basically a card you can use to carry you the whole tournament. You don't even need an extra. You can just play JD.
Remember when we were talking about Felgrand? That's how easy it is to get over. You JD,
And just
top
tack
the
over
back
it.
row, and then you attack over it. Like, who cares?
No one cares. JD can Felgrand can effect negate JD though.
Oh, right. Okay, you go all YOLO, and you just attack first, and then you pop
19
everything.
rounds. They don't have anything.
Oh, no, wait. Yeah, you try to pop everything. Felgrand will negate,
and then you
your
effect their Felgrand.
and then your JD is free to attack since they can't activate any back row.
Or you just breakthrough skill.
Well,
Breakthrough skill is
they
the best
can.
card in the game.
Oh yeah, breakthrough skill is the best
Breakthrough
card.
skill. Breakthrough skill is like the best.
I
strat
can't
in
believe
the
that you're printed. I'm still upset. Anyway,
PLT.
That's-
Yeah, I don't know. Anything else you think got a shot at winning nationals?
I'm trying to think of
Exodia.
other decks.
Reversal quiz.
Reversal quiz, yeah, reversal quiz with Fuma Shuriken. I mean. Oh my
I'm-
god.
Like,
That's
the
just
issue,
so stupid. I'm so upset.
the issue is it's topped twice now,
Yeah.
right? Like if it had only topped once, it might have been. It
would've been-
might have been okay. The fact that it topped multiple times shows it's actually consistent.
Yeah.
Right, like-
Consistency in a terrible deck. Oh, I can't wait until reversal
Like, if you
quiz
remember-
goes to 0.
Before 2010 nationals, Final Countdown topped one of the YCSs. But that was also like the 5th top for Countdown. Countdown
Yeah.
was viable, that's why that topped, not because the guy
Countdown.
got lucky. And so, unfortunately, Reversal Quiz is kind of viable. Don't understand.
Reversal quiz is viable. You let your opponent attack you.
Yeah.
And you reversal quiz Fuma Shuriken.
Yeah,
and win.
We'll see. And I don't think anything else is a chance. I
No,
really don't. I can't see anything else.
man, Beals is good. Beals.
Beals. Oh, that's the comparison I want to make for mid-rash. Okay, yeah, Beals. Yeah, no, Beals is not going to get there.
Fuck
Yeah,
Beals.
we'll move on to the next topic.
Yep.
All right. So basically, I wanted to know what you thought was bad about the game state of Yu-Gi-Oh right now. I mean, I had one thing in particular, and this was my the reason I wanted to do this video was because yesterday I was trying to finish Sylvans. I'm like, okay, what would I need to do to get all the cards to finish Sylvans? $500. $500. I already have like 33% of the deck. To get the other 66%, $500. If I was starting from scratch, it'd be like a $700 deck, and it's not even a tier 1 deck. Why is this game so expensive? That is the one.
It's a casual game.
It should, well, because everybody makes the point, like, the reason we don't have prize support is because the creator wanted this game to not be about money.
Yeah.
So why is it that we have a $700 deck? It's not even a tier 1 deck. Like, Nick Fernandez, I was telling you this story earlier, Nick Fernandez and I, one day in chemistry class last May, after the release of Dragon Heroes, we priced it out. It was literally somewhere between $700 and $750 to $1,000.
But this was when Draco Sack
Yeah, Draco Sack
at
was expensive.
150.
But to play it for Nats, so basically to have a shot at Nats or to play the best deck, which it was, which was Dragon Rulers at 3,
Yeah.
the best, one of the basically like the best deck of all time. It was going to cost you $1,000 for 10 weeks. You only get to play for 10 weeks because it was going to get completely nerfed from the ban list anyway. Like you knew it was going to
Completely
get
demolished.
You knew it was probably going to get nerfed, and so it was like you're basically going to get 10 weeks to play it. So it was going to cost you $100 a week to play Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
Like,
Is
So
that
the casual player like you and I, like I don't know, you've got a girlfriend, you're probably gonna marry her, probably gonna have kids, you're gonna work on that, like
okay,
right
I'm
now.
cutting this out.
Oh, you're putting this in here. You're putting this in here. Like I'm gonna be a teacher in 4 years. I'm sorry, I'd rather have a teaching job in 4 years than a Dragon Ruler deck.
A
for 10
sick
weeks.
ass dick.
for 10 weeks. I'm sorry, I don't have the money to put down $1,000 on a deck. I gotta pay for school. I gotta do all that stuff. You gotta
Yeah.
pay for rent. Like, there's all kinds of things.
We have stuff to do. This is a casual game for us. This is not like
this
our
is like my
life.
4th priority. This is like the priority behind film and stuff, all other stuff I'm doing in my life.
If there was tournaments and like where we lived
Well-
for thousands of dollars, I totally would have.
But there's no tournaments. There's no tournaments.
No tournaments, no cash prizes.
ARG's never coming to Calgary.
Never coming close to Canada. All right.
It went to Toronto. It went to Montreal.
Okay, come on, that's over there, man.
Never coming close to Western Canada. And so as a result, like it's like, how do I justify spending $1,000 on a card game? Well, I can't. And then everything else is so inferior. So like, what are the decks you can get for $100 basically? Like I came up with 3.
I made agents.
Lights once.
Lights Ones is the easy
Lights
one.
once.
Because you don't need an extra.
Yeah, you don't really. Dark Worlds
Dark Worlds, yeah.
and
especially.
Agents. What do all 3 of those decks have in common?
They're all structured decks. Oh no.
Besides, they're all structured
Oh
decks.
no, Lights Ones isn't structured.
They all rely on basically one monster.
One monster, yeah.
Yeah, like
Hyperion,
Neon,
Grapha.
Grapha, and JD. You know what the other
Dragon.
thing? You know what the other thing that results in that?
No,
What
sure.
the other thing that all 3 of them have?
So
Competitive players see them as like degenerate,
yeah.
especially JD and Dark Worlds. Like competitive players
It's
hate it, and this is what was so frustrating. Like the casual player hated the Dragon Ruler deck, but competitive players loved it because it is a skilled deck. It is to play that mirror was skilled.
Ish.
To play that mirror was skilled, and so they loved it. And then the casual player didn't because the casual player doesn't have $1,000 to spend. So they play shit like 6 Sams with Gateway,
yeah.
and it's and so it just builds this huge divide, right? Like it's like, how do you make it so that I can have the best deck for $200? Like Shadows in the OCG were going for $200, full deck.
full deck,
Full
$200.
deck, like basically a month after it proved himself to be the best deck like ever. It's going for $200.
Okay, we'll talk about Shadows later.
Yeah.
I get angry at Midrash.
It costs about $200.
Yeah.
Basically, I could what would $200 get me in Yu-Gi-Oh right now? Would get me half of a Yu-Gi-Oh deck.
I think you get like a 3 Draco Sacks.
I could get halfway. Yeah, I could get 3 Draco Sacks. Get 2 Draco Sacks actually, because it's $100 card now. But
It's 100.
it was gonna cost me $90 to get a Draco
Oh
Sack.
my lord.
Yeah, so I could get halfway to a Gear deck. I get a third of the way to Sylvan's. Like,
Yeah.
it's like I get half a deck for the price I can get the best deck in the OCG. Like,
Yeah.
the game needs to go back to that. It needs to be that, yes, what needs to happen is everything needs to get devalued. Somehow.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
the cards need to cost, the packs need to cost less,
Cost
the boxes need to cost less. The better cards need to print it with lower rarities, right? Like, you shouldn't, like, Noble Knights, you shouldn't have to spend $1,000 to play Noble Knights, because it takes
Noble Knights is terrible. No one cares about Noble Knights.
But, like, everything's a secret. It's so expensive. It's really expensive.
The problem with
Instead of
this,
shiny cardboard.
the problem with this is that competitive players who spend this much money on it will definitely have issues with this.
Yeah.
Like, they've worked hard for this. They've been like, yeah, I threw thousands of dollars at Yu-Gi-Oh! I deserve this. I deserve higher rarity cards. I should feel
My cards need to be shiny.
Shinier.
Foreign.
foreign. Yeah, got the Italian
Italian.
fucking solemns and shit.
Italian Draco Sack.
Yeah, it's
Like a
all-
Phantom Draco. Or just whatever the hell it was. Gesundheit. I think that's how you say the German version.
Gesundheit?
Gesundheit. No, but like it's too expensive to play this game for a casual player.
For casual players.
At the same, like everything needs to get devalued. It needs to cost $300 for me to get the best deck of the format. It basically needs to be at a point where I can spend money on a good deck, as well as like the fact that there is like value systems, like right, like it shouldn't be
Yeah.
$100 to get a Yurgi and then $100 to play Lightsworn or
Yeah.
Jurak or whatever the hell. Like Jurak, yeah. Like it shouldn't cost me $100 to play a deck that's like not even tier, and then $100 that's the best deck.
Yeah.
It should, but at the same time, it also shouldn't be $700 to play the best deck.
What I like about the OCG is store shops are now doing these you could loan decks for the day, and then you
I
can,
love that.
you
That
can-
was cool. Yeah.
you can use these decks. But if this happens anywhere else, you know those cards are gonna get stolen.
Detroit.
You know, man.
It's never
There's a
come back.
Draco second hero, it's mine.
Yeah. But like,
It's not in the deck because it has a different sleeve.
get like a cardboard cutout. This is my Draco sack. No, but like that's Like, I'd just like to see it be more friendly to casual players.
Yeah.
And more than anything, that is what this game needs.
Like I wouldn't mind renting it.
And we'll get to this kind of ties into what I think we should talk about next, is probably the ARG circuit.
Yeah.
And I don't know, you don't really follow it too much.
I don't follow.
Not at all. I follow it because I like to see the meta, and two, because I like watching good players play. Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of fun to see good players play.
It's refreshing to see
The
new
right
plays
move get played, and to try and think about what they're thinking at that moment, and
and,
stuff like that, and how much pressure they're probably feeling, and what it probably feels like to draw the worst hand in the history of ever on the internet, basically live on the internet. I think that's a great idea. The biggest issue I think I had with the ARG circuit was that it didn't develop any new players through basically a year, because we're coming up on a year. This July 28th is the July 28th, 29th, 30th is the circuit championship. Basically the end of the first year of the ARG circuit. And it was something that Konami basically tried to kill. It should never have kind of worked the way it did, and then they got really lucky with the first tournament. They had a little bit of everything. They had a good player that no one kind of ever heard of in Scott Page come second to basically the best player in the game, which is Hoban. And they had a guy have some underdog story with some guy playing Chamber. I can't remember his name now. Jordan something. He's playing Chambering. It was really fun to watch. His deck profile was the best thing ever, because he was so into the idea of Chambering being a real deck, and he kept trying to explain why, like, all the things he does while he's playing Chambering. He's like, I'm always working my calculator. I'm always calculating whether I can make a game. It's the funniest thing. But like, it had a little everything the first event, and then that slowly disappeared.
Yeah.
To the point where, I mean, I know Ghost Tricks topped. Can you remember the name of the guy who topped with Ghost Tricks?
No, I've told you I don't follow.
No, I can't. If you look at the YCS though, right? Like, the YCS builds stars.
Yeah.
Right, like Desmond Johnson. He never topped the regional. Been playing for like 3-4 years. Never topped the regional. Been playing Karakuri's always like comes fourth at Miami. Becomes a big star in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! As a result. You can't say the name. You can't say Piper Chaos without saying Gabriel Perez, right? Like, big names get built at the YCS, they don't get built at this ARG circuit, and that's the one thing that I think, mainly it's probably because of two things, and I think because ARG has always been about, what's the word for it? Like, it's always been about the meta, and being the best, playing the best deck. It's never been about playing an underdog deck and having fun, kind of. Like, but it hasn't been, right? Like, yes, they do their deck talker series, but it's always like, you should play more meta cards, or you should play this, or you should just drop this entire deck and play meta. Like, you should play triple Upstart and triple Reckless because I hope and tell you to, right? And it's always been about that. So a lot of people see it as kind of a glorified traveling locals. So people that don't take their deck, like, can you imagine how great it was? Let's just say hypothetically somewhere that somebody has a brain cramp and decides to send ARG to Calgary, and we go, and you play Tanukits and you come second, and you're like in the deck profile, you're like, hey, my name's Justin. I never expected to do this well. I came here thinking I was gonna go like X3 and just have a good day and have fun, and then suddenly I'm in day 2 and I'm playing and I win the whole thing, and it's like, and it's basically the highlight of your Yu-Gi-Oh career.
Yeah.
This ARG circuit, and then you even use that because you get $1,500 prize credit. Use it to fly to more events, do very well at these other events, and become basically a big name player on the Yu-Gi-Oh circuit. This hasn't happened, other than Dalton, who was a pretty good player to begin with. Just no one had heard of him. This never happens. It hasn't happened yet. Can you name?
It won't.
Like, I had to look
never.
up. Besides Dalton and what's his name, and Hoban. Yeah, and Hoban. I couldn't remember anybody else who had won any of the events.
Yeah, because there's no reason to.
I mean, the last one was won by Nate Forte. I have no idea who that guy is. But like we'll see. Like, it might be happening because it's starting to other people are starting to do well and stuff like that. But
when Yu-Gi-Oh gets actual prize money for events,
$1,500 is a lot of money if you win.
yeah, which would be good.
What they want this event, this ARG circuit, to be is like Star City Open for Magic, which is like, in Magic is kind of like pro Magic players are kind of so popular. They have their own fantasy. People have their own fantasy leagues at their locals involving Magic players. That the ARG needs to become better at making pro players in order for that to happen for Yu-Gi-Oh. And the other thing is they need to go to California, which they keep saying they're never going to do. But if they did, it would be amazing. They went to Las Vegas. They had their largest event by like 200 people.
Yeah.
Like, every event they have like 300 people. The most they had at that point was like 300 people, and they went to Vegas and they had 500 people. They went to Southern California, they'd have 800 people. It'd be a real event. They just don't want to do that though, like, for some silly reason. Yeah, what should we talk about next?
Because that would take too long. 800 people.
Well, no, it'd be great. 10. It'd be actually a real event though. 10 rounds. It'd be like a YCS.
It'd be too many people.
It'd be a YCS for $1,500 per card. It'd be great.
Okay, so now we're talking about
Let's look at the future.
the
then, I
future
guess.
of
The
Yu-Gi-Oh.
future.
So upcoming metas, upcoming support, upcoming cards.
Sorry, my phone buzzed. Yeah, basically, the one thing that kind of is coming up is Shadows.
Shuttles are gonna wreck yo shit.
Shadows
Son.
are great. Today was the first day that I kind of played the deck at all when we were playtesting with YGO Pro earlier, and it was a blast playing the mirror.
Yeah, the mirror was fun.
The mirror was a lot, like us playing each other in the mirror was lots of fun.
It basically comes down to mid-rash or bust.
Because you both get effects and you don't realize that too. Like you're thinking like, oh, I'm just gonna wreck my opponent. Because if you play anything else with Shadows, it's like, oh, I'm just gonna wreck my opponent by playing mid-rash here, or I'm gonna wreck my opponent by dropping like 17 things in the grave and just activating 100 effects, and they're not gonna know what's happening, and I'll win. And and then you play your opponent, they get to do the exact same thing. You're like, wow, this is not, this is not good. And so like that mirror is a blast.
Yeah, the mirror is pretty fun. Yeah.
That deck is so good though. Holy.
It is okay, let's talk about the highlights of the deck. Alright. Punish your opponent for going for extra deck cards, because mid-rash basically will stop special summoning.
Yeah.
The 2800, what? Nephilim?
The 2800.
Yeah, the
light
2800 light will destroy any extra deck monster when
on the field.
Yeah, it's basically like a walking catastor.
Yeah, it is.
That's a 2800 beater. That when it gets destroyed can basically summon itself again. Yeah, it gets rid of Leo.
That's right to Leo.
So does a lot of things.
And Star Eater, I guess. Well, actually, not Star Eater. Oh yeah, Star Eater.
Star Eater.
Star Eater. Yeah, it doesn't get rid of Archimedes, but you can just punch over Archimedes.
Yeah.
Unless they're honest.
You could basically play any variant you want, whether it be artifacts.
There's kind of 3 variants. There's a Pure.
Or Lightsworn.
There's like 4 variants. There's
4.
a Pure, there's a Monarch version, there's a Lightsworn, and there's an Artifact version. All 4 are kind of viable.
Yeah. I'd say the Lightsworn less viable, because
well, it's like all Lightsworns. It depends on how you mill, which is like
how you mill and what you draw. Like, say you draw into Double Wolf, and you're just like,
well,
what's this in my hand? I don't want this.
You get to hang out with Wolf in your hand, just like when you draw Blue Eyes with Mythics.
And then like, let's say you have discard out lists like Lightning Vortex and
yeah, like
Beast.
what's amazing is that like anything that discards is great in that deck.
Yeah.
Like Dark World Dealings is
lots of people playing Dark World
it's
Dealings.
so good. It's so good. And I don't know, it's just, and like we discovered cool things today. I can instant fusion for mid-rash, and then when it goes away, I can get Shadow Fusion back. It was
Back
like,
to your hand.
it was
It's stupid.
It was so dumb.
It's pretty incredible.
It
And
was
then,
like, what is this? Oh god, it was
and
insane.
then the Falcon is a tuner, so you can basically go for
yeah, you can go. You have the access to 7s and 6s,
7, 6s,
8s to some extent, I guess. If you kind of get
Ish.
2 3s in the field.
and 11s.
Yeah, 11s. You have access to a lot of things.
And you have access to rank 4 XYZs with Dragon and Lizard.
You have access to 4s and 5s. Because you have access to basically the best monster in the game, which is mid-rash.
Yeah.
Mid-rash is basically 1 card Bleeze.
Yeah. You have access to everything. Mid-rash is a stupid
I mean,
card.
if they have an extra deck card in the field, you just go 1 card Bleeze with Shadow Fusion.
Yeah.
It's really what it is. It's 1 card Bleeze.
And then it's pretty
with
stupid.
a ton of effect. Yeah, so that deck is going to easily be the best deck. I mean, do you know when Duelist Advent comes out for us?
Nope.
Do you know the release date? Okay. Because what I'm hoping happens is that it doesn't come out for us before Worlds, so it won't be legal at Worlds.
Yeah. That's what I'm hoping as well. Worlds will
actually be fun to watch. Watch people try to deck build. I mean, America will do terribly because we always deck build really badly, but that's why we always get killed. We always go and decide we want to play wind-ups.
It took us
Exactor format
so long to find out Upstart is a good card.
Stupid,
1,000 life points isn't.
Yeah. Like the guy who won Worlds last year is playing Ravine, and everybody in America's like, you can do that. And then guess what became the best card in Yu-Gi-Oh? Ravine. But like, I want to see where people would have to build, like especially us. I want to see what the Japanese come up with, right? Like what Asia comes up with, like because they'll do something crazy. Some guy will play something absolutely nuts.
Batteryman.
Obviously, but like because like Neberdisc won't be legal,
yeah.
Right? So they can't play. They can't play anything from their meta. They'd have to kind of find things within our meta.
Yeah.
And so it'd be interesting to see them basically reinvent our meta for 1 week.
Which would be pretty
Before Shadows.
easy.
Yeah, it probably would be pretty easy, but it'd be interesting to see like what they build and like how we build and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that.
The difference between
the issue is if Shadows are legal, everyone will play have to play Shadows. You don't play Shadows, you
Yeah.
lose. There is no anti-meta that beats Shadows.
Especially considering that since it's a new deck, people won't know what any of the cards do, and it'll just be.
We'll get slaughtered either way if we have to build or if to play Shadows because we're just not good. But like, yeah, I mean, I would love to see what people build at Worlds, and I don't think that'll happen.
Sure.
That definitely won't happen if Shadows are a thing.
Right. Let's talk about some more archetypes. Let's talk about.
What do you want to see get support? Because hero support is coming out, Lightsworn support, more Lightsworn support is coming out. Yeah.
I
What do you
played
want to see?
Lightsworns, but still.
What do you want to see get more support? I mean,
Gustos, other than Preka.
Gee.
Like because they've only got what one support so far, and they're releasing more support for older archetypes like Gravekeepers. Oh no, Gravekeepers are done with.
Gravekeepers are done with. Never again.
There was more support. I have to look this up because it's.
I mean, I definitely like to see Madolches get another card, like a king or something like that. Just because everything in like Madolches is Madolches get like a card every set. Like they get like a Chicolatch or something. Even if it's brutal, I just want to see another Madolche. I want to see every like set have like Madolche cards from now to like the end of time. Even if they're all brutal, I just want to see it because it'll be hilarious. I want to see that card have more have more cards than heroes. Basically, that archetype have more cards than heroes.
Heroes is too many. Too many.
So many heroes. I mean, I'd like to obviously see what's the one I was thinking of. I can't remember now. I'd like to see Jirax get a new card. I mean, I know I'm biased because I like that deck.
Yeah, you do. But Jirax do need.
I would like to see Jirax get another card, like a bigger monster that you can special summon with Guaiba. Like something like, I don't know, like level 6 or 7 or something that you can get from the deck, off of Guaiba, right? Like it'd be like this card can be special. This card is treated as level 4 until it hits the field, or something like that.
What? That is a weak.
Something crazy like that, right? Like that way, so you could get it out with.
So it'd be like a level 4, and then like when this card is special summoned, it gains 2.
It is at a level 7 or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Or something. Then you could play Draco Sack or something silly like that. You could play something like that. That'd be kind of cool.
I want to see the abundance of Draco Sacks go away. I'm sick of seeing Draco Sacks.
Maybe an 8 then, so you can see abundance of Felgrands and
I'm sick.
and Gauntlet Launcher.
Oh my god.
Or Giant Grinder. Sorry.
5s, 7s, and 8s. I'm so sick of 6s. There's not really lots of
M7.
good 6s. M7, Gauntlet Launcher. I don't think Crystal Warrior Zero Lancer is out yet, but that card is good.
That card's pretty decent. And obviously, I guess that's one. What was the other one I was thinking? No, I can't remember.
Agents are getting Uranus.
Yeah. No. We've been saying that forever. I want to see Ghost Tricks get like either a Ghost Trick book, something that's special summons straight from the deck, like for no reason, like
yeah, for absolutely no reason,
or something that they can normal summon, like a Ghost Trick Jason or something that's like a level 4. 2,000 attack, 800 defense, and you can normal summon it.
Ghost Trick
but
Jason.
It can't attack. You know,
Ghost Trick Mike.
Ghost Trick Jasons, and then have like a hockey mask. That'd be so great.
Stop.
That'd be so great. No, but like, you think of the artwork potential with that card.
Oh my god.
I'd like to see that. Those are kind of the two things that I could think of off the top of my head. Otherwise, what else do you think? What else can I think?
I don't know. I like playing Batteryman. Batteryman was fun to play.
Batteryman already has support. Come on.
Batteryman needs more support.
Morptronics totally needs support.
Fuck Morptronics.
Morptronics need cards like every time you have Selfie on the field, you roll a 6 no matter what. It's called dice equals 6.
Dice equals whatever you want. Or
Morptronic,
dice cheat.
Morptronic loaded dice.
Loaded dice.
That's what it would need to be. And like a quick play spell card. For this turn only, anytime you roll a dice with Selfie on, it rolls a 6.
No, it should be you can choose which one you want.
You can choose how many you want, and it'll be like a quick play spell. So it'll be really bad. I'd like to see. Well, okay, here let's talk quickly about a ban list. What would you like to see on the ban list?
Whoa, we're not done talking about archetypes yet. Monarchs.
Oh, Evan, what do you want to see get more support?
What?
What do you want to see get support? Can't say Gustos, or say Gustos.
Oh, okay.
Spellbooks.
I was thinking of spellbooks. So they're pretty good right now. So maybe what about Joey's deck? Joey's deck.
Yeah,
Joey's deck. Get in the
Get in the camera.
Stand back here. Get it back here.
Joey's deck.
needs more support.
Joey's deck. Alligator sword deck.
Yo, yo, reptiles need more support too.
Reptilians. Yes.
Aliens.
Worms, man. Worms do nothing now.
Worms top the regional.
Oh,
Worms
there's
came
a-
top 2 in
Not
regional.
now.
Worms top 2 regionals. Yeah, with hands.
Really?
Yeah. Top the regional in Texas. Top the regional in Michigan. Yeah. 2 top 5s.
And then there's the new WYRM archetype.
Oh yeah, the new.
I want to see the hippo deck
Thing.
become good.
Oh, no, 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 no,
What's that called?
Intermites.
Intermite? That's a
Intermites.
future deck. What does it even do?
Nothing. They're just cute little animals that do shit all. This is so
I have to
bad.
make a deck around this.
No,
please,
no.
please. No,
okay,
we have
you
to.
make a deck about this. I'll make a deck about Neospatians, and I will win.
Mirror match? We'll do a
Oh my
mirror
God.
match. Elemental hero, what hippospatians?
Dude, I'll play one Gene Warped Werewolf, and it's over for you. Like it's game over.
What is? I don't even know what this deck does. I have to look up.
Intermites, they're pendulum support.
Oh, they are.
Yep.
I can build a pendulum deck on this, I guess.
I think they're pendulum support. Yeah.
Oh, I had a bad idea. I had a really bad idea just now.
Oh, your ideas are bad. You said the termites are good. Oh.
No, I know it's a bad
upset.
deck. I had a bad idea. What if I played like X Sabers
X-Saber's a good
with Intermites and Rescue Rat, or whatever the hell the thing is called now? The one with Rescue Hamster.
Rescue Hamster.
Yeah.
I don't know what Rescue Hamster does.
Oh, hamster is. I'm keep thinking that hamster is cat, but with pendulums that was well. So I'm like, that'd be amazing.
Oh, you get specials to pendulums?
Yeah,
Please.
That'd be great. Oh, rescue cat. Oh, I have to do this in Termites. I have to make a deck around this.
And then, okay, so you wanted to talk about
What do you think it hits on the ban list quickly here?
Banlist, Soul Charge,
Yeah, I think so too.
probably some artifacts. Maybe these
I don't
Sylph
think.
Holy.
Maybe the trap gets
Um,
hit, but I don't think any of the artifacts.
I think
will get
hands will be reduced to 1.
hit. I don't. I mean, I'd like to see that. I don't think so though.
Fuck hands.
I
Fuck
know.
hands.
Hands just are so boring.
Hands are so boring and so slow.
I love the cards, but
Oh.
they are so boring. I wish they had more attack, because then you can make pushes with them.
Yeah.
Right. Like the issue is that they have so little attack.
You're just
and
gonna
it's
set
like,
them and just wait on it. Like, you don't have to do anything.
forever. Oh, that's right. I'd like to see some more trap trick support for hilariousness.
Yeah.
I'd like to see another trap hole card, like one that gets rid of pendulums, like pendulum.
Oh,
trap hole.
no.
Isn't
Definitely not.
I like to see it like I don't know, like rainbow trap hole. or
I'd
something.
see even bigger bottomless trap hole.
Obviously they're gonna hit ghost tricks. They're gonna have to hit.
Yo, what
Dirgia.
about Fables? Fables needs more support.
Oh,
Fables could use more
yeah.
support. Yeah.
Fables.
Okay.
What would we give Fable? What Fable support we give? Make more unicorn and then not.
Yeah, make unicorn.
so good.
Unicorn is shit.
Unicorn's so
Stop
good.
talking to me.
I laughed pretty hard.
Fuck unicorn. Unicorn's terrible. Oh my god, unicorn's
No,
okay.
gear, yeah. What gets hit in gear, yeah? I mean, definitely something
Armor.
will get hit. I think it's gear.
Armor and accelerator.
Armor and sorry, both.
Yeah, both of
I
them.
mean, ideally it would be armor to 1.
Yeah,
because
armor
that's
to
like
1.
the best card
Fuck
in the deck.
armor.
But I think accelerator actually goes to 1. Because that slow makes Pier kind of crappy, and so you have to play Card Curry.
Yeah, you'd have to play a variant.
Which is like, yeah, and Card Curry is pretty.
I
kinda
think
mediocre.
car curries are gonna get hit too.
I think Birdman goes away.
No, Birdman's staying forever.
Keep saying it. Birdman goes away.
Birdman is staying for. You know what's going away? Thunder King.
Thunder King
3,
is
2,
staying-
1, 0, 0.
Thunder King is staying forever.
Okay, gone.
You heard it.
You heard it from Evan. Evan knows what he's talking about. I don't know. I definitely think like what else is a good deck right now? My Dolces. Anything get hit?
No, there's nothing you would hit in that deck without killing it.
Ticket.
Ticket.
Ticket or Messenger Lotto.
Probably messing Galado.
I mean, what makes that unfair is that you can just do it all again next
Next
turn.
turn,
Yeah, that's what's unfair about it. Like it's like I can make the big push and then do it all again next turn. I mean, otherwise I don't see anything happening. Do you think Dragon Rose get done?
No,
Never?
they're staying
Never?
at 1.
Never?
They're always gonna stay at 1.
Forever, and then everyone will complain about Dragon Rose.
Dude, there's a tin.
They can't go to 0.
They can't go to 0.
They still want to sell more than that tin.
There's a tin.
Bujins, Yamato to 1. Please tell me
No,
Yamato to 1.
Bujins are so shit. They can't. If a deck loses to 1 card, Light Imprisoning Mirror, skill drain,
Chris.
nothing's gonna get hit. I don't think Bujins are gonna get hit.
You know what I think? You know what I think really happens?
What?
Near Hummingbird 0.
Oh yeah, it's 0.
Banned.
0.
Banned.
Banned.
Banned instantly.
Banned. Banned. Banned.
Banned.
Banned.
Banned already.
That's banned already. The stage is good though. Neutral.
All right, I don't know. Does that pretty much wrap it up
So
for this?
watch it right now.
Oh yeah. Let's wrap it up. All right. This is
Wrap it up. That's how you say this.
Let's wrap it up.
Like a burrito.
Wait, that means circle the wagons. That means too many men. Get that from hockey. Too many men. Too many men. You gotta put guy in the box. Too many men.
Later.